Good evening, everybody. It's another Monday night with Bees All Day. The link is already pinned, so y'all come on in and let's get started. Hey, Clay, Roy, I see you're out here somewhere. How's everybody else tonight? There's Mr. Charlie. How are you
Hey,
feeling, Charlie?
I'm better. Better.
That's good.
A little bit still scratchy throat of some sort, but
Yeah,
all that ain't too bad.
yeah. Mike's in here. Icy Mountains in here. That's Sandy, right?
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got in here. Misbehaving is here. Uh, I think that's it for now. We got 36 in here right now. Oh, Roy said it's been 50. It was 51 and sunny up there today. Can't complain about that. That's a good thing, Roy. It was
Right.
50 something here today, too. Hey, Matt, Dennis, Mr. Lee, you're here. Thanks for coming back. Hey, Kathy. So I went to North Carolina today.
Yeah.
And on the way back, there was a bad accident on 81 involving an ammonia truck. So what was going to be a 3-hour trip coming back turned into 6.5
Can you
because
get
I
around? Couldn't get
because I
off.
had to go around. Yeah, that was a long trip today.
How were you able to get down the old route or
No, I
15 or
went down on 81 to Roanoke and then went down 581 to 220. It's over near Greensboro.
North Carolina?
Yep. And then coming back is when I got hung up there. I ended up getting off in that at Natural Bridge on Route 11 and came up that way, but the wreck was actually a little further up. There was two of them. There was the main one, and then there was another one in the backup. So 81 north and southbound is still closed right now.
Really?
Yeah, they got to get the ammonia tanker out of there before they can do anything, before they can open the road back up. Yeah, Clay knows what I'm talking about. He ran into it. Hey, Randy, how are you?
Hey, Randy. Yeah, the ammonia tank, that's pretty serious.
Yeah, it is. Very serious. It can kill you. Get a good whiff of it.
Yeah, today it was about 50 degrees here, and everybody was flying.
Yep.
And hey, Bill. Hey, Ryan. I seen your video. The bees are looking good, especially that last big old hive you got there. And the nukes normally were not always at the top or anything because they always had plenty of food above them, and they were kind of staying low in the stack. Most of the stacks are either double or triple, probably like 2 deeps and a medium or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the tops, of course, are all full of honey, sugar water honey. And so I got out there after lunch and took some shims along with me and some patties. Hey there, Tom and Melissa.
How are
And
y'all this evening?
and there's Scott. And so anyway, they were up at the top, most of them. So since they had gotten to that point and it's going to be warm for the next several days, I put up a half of a pollen patty on each one of them. And that was just in the nukes. Some of them, most of them didn't have I had one there that did have a pollen patty on there. So that's the extent of beekeeping for me. Let's see. And then the weaker hive that I was talking about a week ago in my videos that had the observation thing.
Yeah.
I checked it Saturday. It died out, which I figured it would. It did have some nosema, but not as bad as I thought it would be. Of course, I wasn't able to get into it. It was too cold. And got into it, and they had Ryan experienced some of it. His was more of starvation. Mine, I don't know. They just started dwindling, and they had maybe a patch of brood, or not brood, but bees, and their heads in the combs.
Yeah.
Trying to keep warm. And I mean, they were up on the food that I had given them, the pollen patty and the sugar, for 2 or 3 weeks. But
Yeah.
I think the queen just fizzled out, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, could be.
And then they got nosema. I don't know whether that was from the patty or just what, but kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'll be in hives tomorrow afternoon feeding. We put pollen out again Sunday, and they were all over it. So
yeah. So you had what, pollen patties or
we put just loose pollen out, pollen sub.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna feed tomorrow with pollen patties. So
one thing I did notice in that big hive was a double deep. The bottom half was mostly pollen frames.
huh.
I don't know whether they didn't have enough. That was one of them that didn't have a lot of food. But when I raised that top box off, there was a lot of weight in that box.
Yeah.
So
did they didn't get to the top box?
They were in the top box, and they more or less died out in the top box. Now I just, it's just one of them things. It just happened. That's all there is to it.
It was their time to go, so they went.
That's right.
So
I don't think there was any beekeeper error there or mites or anything like that. They just poor quality.
yeah. Hey.
So that's kind of where I'm at with my bees. The rest of them were flying strong. I know I put enough pollen and stuff on them to last all the way through this week. I kind of have to check and see what the weather's supposed to be like. I might try that now.
I don't see any rain the rest of the week here.
Kind of looking at temperatures.
I've got 60s all the way up through Thursday. And then Friday's 49 and Saturday's 61.
Yeah, I got 50s all this week, 46 on a Friday. Saturday, it says a 56. So March is Saturday's the 1st of March. 56 that day and 36 on Sunday. So Saturday afternoon, which is been 2 weeks since I put any pollen patties on them. And 2 weeks ago, I put 1 pound patties on them because they were on the strong hives and stuff. Figuring that, and I hadn't did anything since then. So it'll be exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're saying the following week it's early on in the 30s, high 30s, and then it's going to get back into right at the 50 range from about Wednesday on. And then the rest of the following weeks are going to be floating in the 50s for the most part. So things are going to start flying.
Yep.
I'm going to say within a couple weeks, I would say your maples are going to be blooming. with the warmer weather.
Yep.
And that will be the end of pollen season. Hey, Nancy.
So Larry Tumblin on here is a guy that's local to me, and he said he watched pollen come in today. So where do you think that pollen's coming from, Larry?
Where's he? Close by, or?
Yeah, he's in Fort Valley.
Which is
just it's like, remember where I showed you the fire tower is?
Yeah.
The other side of that, other side of the fire tower. The other side of the mountain, that's Fort Valley. He's still in Shenandoah County.
Yeah, but he's on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good sized mountain.
Mm-hmm. There he is. Oh, Loudoun County. I thought you were in Fort Valley. I'm wrong. Okay. He's in Loudoun County.
Close to Harper's Ferry.
Looks like we got a full house here.
Hey, DC, if you want a good pollen chart, where are you at? There you are. If you want a good pollen chart, go to one of your local technical universities that has a lab, and they do pollen research, or they do pollen checks. They can give you a complete library. Loudoun County is where he was seeing the pollen come in.
Was there any at that class? Was there any people from Roanoke in that class?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
There was a friend request from some girl from Roanoke, but there didn't have any bee related stuff on the post. You know what I'll say? That kind of
made you wonder.
Huh?
Made you wonder a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if they got bee, you know, I had one from out in Texas or someplace, and it looks like a commercial operation. Sure, yeah, I like you. Yeah.
So I had some good news today. I was out yesterday, and just watching the entrance and seeing who's coming and going. And then when I didn't see anything happen, and I popped the lid and looked into my rapid rounds and looked down in there, and I couldn't either. They were obviously dead. Some were even coming up through the rapid rounds and dying on the food. So that was a head scratcher there. And then others, I looked down in through the hole of the wraparound. I couldn't see anything, so I just assumed they were dead. I wasn't popping inner covers or anything like that. So then today, it got up to, I don't know if we hit quite 50. It was nice. So 2 of the hives that I thought had rode off for being dead outs yesterday had activity at the front coming in and out. So I was like, huh. So I did open those up, and they still are alive. I couldn't believe it. So there's still hope. And then I went into 2 that were really dead outs, completely dead outs, and just started looking. Found the queens, and man, they are beautiful hives. I can't believe they're dead. Like, the bees are just gorgeous. The hive smells wonderful. You know, it smells like a regular healthy hive, and they're dead. They're starvation. They did not, you know, store food for me. So yeah, that was, but those bees, man, they sure are pretty and fully intact. I would swear, I mean, I would think that I'd see them moving, like they should start moving, or something. That's how closely they are to being dead. Or does that make sense?
Yep.
How recently they passed.
Yep.
So, but anyway, that's all I really wanted to come on and say. Was that two is good news for two, and then getting in there and just seeing that it was food, it was starvation. So that makes me feel, I guess, a little better that it wasn't, disease. But that's all I got.
Hey, Pete. So we started building our new apiary this weekend. And thanks to JT with Berry Kind Bees, he came up and gave us a hand. And it's going to look good when we get it done. 100% done. So.
What happened to her?
I don't know. What'd you do, Nancy?
Where'd I go?
Uh-oh. Guard dog going after somebody.
That's Louie.
Yeah. So what else is happening in everybody else's over the weekend with their bees and whatnot?
Yeah, I went to another little bee club, the Greater Baltimore Beekeepers.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Just a little get together at a local brewery type thing.
Yeah,
and just kind of, one friend of mine's looking maybe buying a hive lifting machine. I'm like Ian has the easy loader.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's just kind of like, in a holding pattern, I guess you would call it. And that's pretty much where everybody's at. For another friend of mine, Dinah, she comes on here. She has hives, and they were really out and about flying really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she's lost anything, maybe one hive at the most. She insulates, and she insulates, and I think she puts insulation on the rooftop along that, condensing hive, and makes a lot of nukes and that kind of stuff. And hey, Joe, and doing well with that. She's also the one that stated, we were talking about it at the meeting, our little, just to get together, where she will, if she's got a mean hive that's kind of going after you,
yeah,
she will vaporize that hive.
Times.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
And she
Start
says
there.
It settles them right down where the mites must be biting on them, and they calm down after that.
That's a great idea. I'm going to do that first. That's going to be my first cause of action if I come across any snippy hives this year. I'll zap them good with some OA, and then let them sit a couple days, right, Charlie? Like let them sit, 3 days, I think 4 days maybe, and then
see what
try
happens.
again.
Open them up and see how they act.
Yeah.
And she still, I get on. She still uses pans. I said, I'm like, Dinah, get out of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
How many hives does she? How many hives?
She got a whole bunch. She did. She sold 40 nukes last year.
Oh, geez.
But she's, she told me, she said she does 2 grams of OA, and she's, doing it, not all the time, and she doesn't have a lot of mite problems.
Hmm.
She's,
Those are, you got to calibrate those. Like you have to test them and see how, at what point they vaporize. You know, when I had a pan for my first, I don't know what, 3-4 years, I guess. And then I fried it. I mean, I just, yeah, well, I ran over it with the golf cart. Of course, everything gets run over at least once.
Yeah.
The wires got knotted up in the tires and yanked. So I fixed that. And then, I actually, the pan part came out of the holder.
That sounds like a good idea, Roy.
Well, we keep it at 65.
No wonder you're cold.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a child of the 80s, 70s, you know, was put a sweater on. All right. Wasn't that, I mean, that's what we did. And I have plenty of hot tea. How about that? No, it's 65. We drop it down to 55 at night. So.
That's right. It's almost your bedtime.
Yeah, it is. But sorry, I always look cold. The electric bill, the Pico bill doesn't mind it. Here's Louie. Hey, don't be a monster.
Sound a guard dog.
Yeah, he's a little. I found him down in my hives. 5
Really?
years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. I thought he was something dead because he's a poodle and he was like 4 or 5 inches long. He was a stray. So I was heading up to get a pitchfork to toss whatever it was into the woods, and then he looked at me with his little beady eyes and took off.
Yeah.
Then we chased him for 3 weeks. Had the professionals catch him. He's only 17 pounds. But anyway, back to bees. I can't see the chat on my new tablet here. I either see the chat or I see the picture. So I guess maybe I'll just look at the chat. Here we go. Hold on. Why is 65 cold in winter? But yeah, DC. See? Yeah, like 60, 65 in the house. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah, but it's why he's asking, why is it cold in the winter but not in the summer?
Right. Well, yeah, we have our air. I think our air conditioning is set to maybe 72 or something like that. But
hey, Mike, how are you?
Yeah, no more big hairy dogs. I was Dobermans. I used to have Dobermans up until this poodle.
Then the poodle ate them, right?
No, the Dobermans went to the Rainbow Bridge, and then this guy found me. So
yeah.
So I did notice. I went back up there. I left that dead hive there and had, it's got stuff in it to eat, and they were robbing it out today.
Oh yeah.
I pulled the entrance reducer out, and everybody was going in there and having
a good old time.
Having a good time. So
yeah, I found one of the entrance reducer was kicked out. It was out, 3-4 inches from the hive. So I went into it. It's not, that's a hive that's not going to make it. And I halfway thought that I was going to find evidence of voles or mice or something in there, and I didn't. So it was 2 mediums and a deep, and the deep was on top. So I took the 2 mediums out, dropped it on the bottom board, put the entrance reducer back in. I didn't see any evidence of mice. So we'll see if that's kicked out again. Then I'll secure it.
Takes a lot of bees to kick those things out.
Yeah, no, it was something went in and out, but there was no evidence of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I lost a hive once to mice. I think I trapped the mouse inside. I think a couple years ago.
Okay.
Was someone talking about poodles? Standard poodle, I have 2. The other is a 65 number. I don't know what that means. What's that mean? 65.
65 pounds.
Oh, the old pounds. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Louis like 17 pounds. He's little. He's a miniature.
So, Charlie, is your son still looking for hay?
Not that I know of. He got his new disc vine today. So got that delivered. Trying to
let him know I got some round bales second cut for sale.
Okay.
Pipsqueak with Clay saying he had 2 get robbed today.
Yep.
Robbing in the spring.
Yep.
That was left.
So they were probably dead outs, right?
Pipsqueak. I don't think I've ever seen Pipsqueak written. Yeah, I don't know. I got 2 robbed. I don't have any. I don't have robbing in spring. I don't really. I saw some orientation flights today.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. I'm sure mine were out flying, but I didn't get to see them today because I was sitting in the truck all day.
You were looking out the window.
Yeah, I was looking out the window. All right. That's been a long day.
Is Mark still on? I know he said his wheels are turning. He's working, but I was curious if he ever, if on Saturday, if Joey's chat on Saturday night, if he got to the bottom of that dead out then. I don't know. I think he got, I'm not sure if we actually dissected it completely. So Mark, if you're listening, was it that they just, that you were dissecting it to show us, and you said the bees were on the east side. I'm wondering if you put some of your capped honey in fall, 2 frames on the east sides of your frame. I wonder if that'll keep them going a little bit longer in the spring, or not. I mean, it seemed like all your honey was on the west side. In the yeah, well, the deep that he pulled, I don't remember him having 2 boxes. I thought he just had whatever he had, that one deep, and then all the capped honey was on the west side. I was just wondering if he would store more of the capped honey on the east side, so that when they follow the sun in winter. But he's in a different environment than me too. I try to stack my honey on the east or the front.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Rawls. How are you tonight?
Hey, Joey.
Oh, it was 2 deeps. Yeah. Yeah, the bottom was empty. Yeah. Everyone's talking about dogs in the chat.
Hey, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Well, is everybody ready for spring to be here?
Yes.
Because I don't think it's very far away.
Oh. Yes, I need it. I need it to get here.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I was downstairs and I was trying to, the ants were starting to get into the pollen patties.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try to find some room in my freezers. I happened to see a box in one of the other freezers. That looks like a pollen patty box. And there's, I don't know, there's maybe about 6 or 7 pollen patties in there.
Yeah.
From last year.
That's like an Easter egg hunt. Nice surprise.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a medium. I had one of my honey supers with frames in my freezer today, and I was thinking, oh, I was hoping there was honey in those frames, but there wasn't. So it was just, I was going to take it down and maybe plop it on somebody, some strong hive. I don't want to feed a weak hive. I only want to feed my strong hives from here on. If I have extra honey, because I lost a strong hive on April 1st one time because I thought, oh, I don't got to feed that one. It's a strong hive. Yeah. You got to feed your strong ones more. But that's a learning curve.
Yeah, you got to feed them more because you got to keep them healthy.
Where's Perry County at, Chad?
North of Carlisle.
Yeah. Up.
So, hey to you,
Okay.
Chad.
Yeah. Hi, Chad. I'm Montgomery County, over by Philly. Was it Lancaster, York, Toothaker? You're York County, right?
Yep.
Yeah. York, Lancaster, Berks, Montgomery.
Yeah, going your direction.
Hey, did you get the wax?
I think I'm going to take a trip tomorrow. I'm going to get down past you, down somewhere Philly. I don't have that handy, but I'm going to go down there and pick up 800 pounds of wax and going to keep going out to Jersey and look at a skid steer. And I'm taking a trailer with me, so Lord knows what will happen.
Oh, you're going to cross the bridge. Yeah, I was just curious where you're picking that wax up. If it's in the city proper or somewhere out here.
Give me a second. I'll dig it up.
Yeah.
I just printed the invoices off and have them downstairs.
See, we have a lot, and I'm curious now because I have about... Honey. I know. I have about 5 wax dippers I used to rotate through depending on what I needed. If it was brand new stuff, I knew which guy to go to. If it was something I wanted, that I had painted and I wanted dipped, I knew who to go to. And, just there's so many wax dipping opportunities for me here. And I'm just curious if it was because there's good wax nearby. I never thought about it.
1705 Pillsbury Road, East Greenville, PA.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're way north. Oh, yeah. You're really close to me, but you're way outside of Philly. That's way north. That's still Montgomery County, East Greenville. But see, I just thought everybody had dipping nearby. Like I didn't know it was, I didn't know it was an oddity, but yeah. Okay. You're Pillsbury. Oh, you're going to be up there by, it's going to smell like chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be right near the chocolate factory.
Mars or
what? Hershey?
No, it's well, what did it say? Pillsbury?
Pillsbury.
It changes names. So when I lived up there, it was one name. It changes names. So I guess it's owned by Pillsbury now, but
Mars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe Mars or Cadbury or one of those guys. Because Hershey's back my way.
Yeah. No, this was just a chocolate. So I think they do the cakes because it smells like chocolate cake up there all the time. Maybe if they're doing something tomorrow, it'll smell. But yeah, you're way north. You're gonna go way north, and then that's another hour and a half to Jersey.
Is it?
Yeah,
it'll be a road trip tomorrow.
Yeah, because you're gonna run down 63 to the turnpike, and then you're gonna run east into Jersey, most likely.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about wax prices on here. It's running, I think it was $260, not including tax.
We're not talking beeswax. We're talking
dipping wax.
We're talking Hive Guard Canada wax. So.
I wonder what they use that kind of wax for in the chocolate factory, because that's right where you're going. Or maybe it's just trucking. Maybe it's up there with.
Yeah, it's probably just trucking. I think this is just a warehouse, some warehouse space that they have. because it's care of a Robinson somebody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh. Yeah, you're literally gonna be coming right within an eighth of, not even an eighth, blocks. You're gonna
Really?
run maybe 3 or 4 blocks from my apiary, because you're gonna run south to Jersey.
Well, Bill, weren't you begging for somebody to bring some Hill Coast syrup back from out there to try and
Oh
get it down to
yeah.
you? Weren't you just begging for that?
No, that was Nancy. She wants somebody to buy it.
I want somebody to buy it, and Bill's not willing to pay my price. So
No, I told her I'd give her $5 a gallon for it.
I said, no deal, Neil.
Yeah, it was only $77 for a 5-gallon bucket out there, right?
40. I paid $40 a piece for them, plus a couple bucks to tote them home. My buddy toted them home for me, but yeah. Harleysville. I'm Harleysville. I'm not gonna be home tomorrow, but
I'll wave as I go by.
When you see boop 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 as you're passing the Walmart.
Yeah, right. Yep, and then
That's funny. That's funny. We're hours away, and then you come right by.
Yeah, drive right past.
Yeah.
So I sent, after Bob was talking the other night about that ASR on the sugar, on the syrup.
Yeah.
I was Googling away and sent them an email, when all that stuff was going on. I was super duper surprised.
Did you get a response?
I got a response.
Oh my goodness.
I'm blown away from somebody, Katie at Domino Foods, Inc. She said that I can't buy it from her, but I can go to, she sent me name and contact information for 3 different places, an MJ Distribution, Badagory Foods, and a Skidmore Essex sales. But sent me, phone numbers and stuff like that. So we'll see where that journey ends up at.
Yeah.
I figured I'd never hear a word back on any of that.
Well, you still got that chance.
Yeah. So we'll see. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean I have a tote of syrup yet, but
right. Well, exactly.
Did she give you locations as far as towns where they're at?
I looked up. Let me pull it back up. I looked up one of them.
I see your question, Chad. I'll get to it when they're done what they're talking about. I see it.
Where's it?
Charlie, I'll let you know where it ends up. I don't. Deb had looked it up when we were looking earlier, and I don't remember where it was at. It's down there though, Maryland Bayou somewhere, Maryland, Baltimore area.
Charlotte.
I gotta go. We're all.
It's probably the Domino sugar plant downtown.
Baltimore.
Dundalk.
And they're Domino in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's out in Dundalk.
Yeah.
It's right.
Okay.
It's right in the heart of town.
Yeah. On the river, you see the ships coming in and out, right?
It's got the Domino sign up there.
Yeah, you can see it from 95.
Yep. So I'll see where that ends up at.
So if you have questions, can you put them all in caps? So sometimes the chat rolls so quick, but the caps will catch our attention a little better. Just as a admin.
So Chad's question is, hey, I got a question for y'all. I checked hives today and I have one with some honey at the entrance. Open the bees up. They're doing good. What's your thoughts?
Now, is that, I presume, liquid coming out the front?
Can you come in, Chad? Can you come on screen?
Yeah.
Who's up in Perry County?
I don't know that I'd feel good if I had honey running out the front door.
I've had it happen.
Yeah.
In winter?
Yeah, now, like this time of year. This time of year.
Come on in, Chad. Come in the StreamYard and come on
Hey,
in.
Mark.
Click on the link.
Click on the link. It's pinned at the top. And then come in the StreamYard and come in the studio.
I heard you say I'm ordering Sonic. Sonic.
Yeah, I
food?
don't know what that means, Mark. What's Sonic?
Sonic Drive-In.
Oh. Boy, Charlie, you're good. I'm like,
So-
I don't know what Sonic is.
Charlie, explain to him that the link is pinned to the top of the chat in YouTube.
In YouTube, it says bees all day, and it says HTTPS.
Yeah, the link is at the top of the chat.
Up at the chat bar, click on that, and it'll take you to another screen. Then you got to add your name that you want to be like Sawmill Charlie or whatever, and then click on that, and it should bring you in the back room, and then Bill will click you in.
Yeah, we'll let you in.
Yeah, robbers. It depends. So Chad is kind of near in a colder region of Pennsylvania than I am, and
There you
we
go.
don't have.
There
a
he
real-
is.
Hey,
We don't have a real problem with robbing, in spring here. But yeah, go ahead. Hi, Chad.
hi,
So
how
what
you all
are
doing?
you seeing, Chad? Is it honey at the front door? Is it coming from inside the hive? What's going on?
Yeah, it's coming from inside the hive. In fact, the bees are getting stuck in it coming down out to come
Yeah.
out of the hive. So, I got the top. There's plenty of bees up there in the feed and everything I got in there. I just, I didn't dig down in. It's too deeps, and plenty of food is just coming from inside there somewhere.
They might have uncapped some things. It's hard to tell.
Were you lifting frames in and out or anything?
No frame. I just lifted off the top quilt box to get it in to see where the bees were at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're all clustered right in the middle, because they come up in the fondant, but I can't see down below them.
What kind of entrance reducer do you have on?
I got the regular entrance reducer, but it's got maybe like a 3-inch little, cut in. It's a 3-inch reducer.
Yeah, it's a 3-inch slit.
You might have voles. You might have something getting in and out of that and scratching at that honey in the bottom box. You
Okay.
might not, but I would really reduce that because there's 3/8. If it's wider than 3/8 inch,
Right.
that voles, moles, their heads they can get through that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You say you had fondant on that hive?
Yeah, I have fondant up on top of it.
I wonder if it's melted some.
Yeah,
It might have.
Yeah, I was thinking about
You say
that too.
the bees are getting stuck in it. They don't usually get stuck in honey.
Yeah.
No.
They're getting stuck inside, because I dug probably about 24 of them out of it there whenever I went out today. And it's just I'm new. I just started last June, and I'm taking like all the crash courses I can find out there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I check the entrance just to make sure nothing's getting in that way and
Right.
coming in and tearing it up. And then other than that, it might be something coming from the top.
right.
Down.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I see a bunch of them starting to get the I guess they're doing their cleansing flights. A lot of them got that out in the front. Is that normal right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but everything feels good and heavy. I lifted all the highs. Everything's going pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, and I see
Glad to hear
Will.
that.
I'm not far from you, Will. I'm up here in Perry County.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have my daughter's boyfriend. I'm gonna run a couple pallets of bees up there somewhere in the Perry County. I don't
Okay.
know what his address is, but I'll be
Okay.
in the danger zone.
Okay.
you're getting
Yeah.
all over the place, Will.
Yeah.
Putting some miles on.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, one more thing, Chad. What kind of bottom board do you have?
On them I got screened, but I'd made up like a little catch pan for underneath them. I closed them off for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a like aluminum turkey base pan under there with some wood
Mm-hmm.
and put oil and stuff in there. First, anything falls down in there, catch, but they're closed up. I got them insulated.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just wondering, should I get in that hive and check it out? You know, because it's supposed to be in what 50s here the next couple of days.
Yes. Your first
Yeah,
year
I'd open it up and look at
you're a
it.
first year beekeeper, you need to do some of those kinds of things early on
Yeah.
now and
Uh-huh.
cut your losses and just learn it, do it as a learning curve.
Right.
But yeah, I would suggest you pop that top, take the top box, leave the inner cover, your quilt, all that
Uh,
stuff, leave that intact.
mhm.
Just crack those two deeps,
Right.
take that whole top off, and just look a little bit down in that bottom deep
Right.
and see what you see.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, and then make some assessments. But being young in beekeeping now, you should be making some of those. You should do some of that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Take your smoker with you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know Critter Will. That's who's mentored me.
Hmm.
Critter.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I know a
He's
couple
from up,
critters.
yeah. He's from up here in Perry County too, and he runs about 150 hives around Carlisle and down your way there.
Okay.
And yeah, I haven't got to talk to him yet today. That's why I get on here and asking that question, you fellas and the young
Sure.
lady.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would take what we say and then run it by him and see what he
Okay.
says, because he's local to you.
Yep.
So he might say, oh, don't do that, don't do this, but do this. So whoever is the closest to you is kind of.
Okay.
But you take all of it in stride and
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. And will bunnies mess with them, rabbits and stuff?
No,
Okay.
No.
they're herbivores.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got them up off the ground, probably 12, 15 inches.
Skunks, possums, the
Okay.
deer, fox, they don't mess with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
Mike's got Mike Champlain's got a good word of advice for you too. Take a good flashlight with you so you can see down to the bottom board.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do too. Just check it with a flashlight.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if your bottom board's got a bunch of dead bees on it.
Right.
You can just, kind of try and scrape it and clean them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe that's what it is. It might not be live bees that's getting stuck in that, but there was a bunch of bees stuck in that entrance, and they come out with, I'm pretty sure it was something sticky.
Yeah.
I was in my hives today. I was in a yard today, and I mean there's a bunch of dead bees in the bottom. I was going through seeing who was alive and who wasn't, and I was slapping pollen patties on those that were alive.
Right.
Between a half and a whole, depending on the size.
Okay.
But there was a lot of dead bees on the bottom. Depending on the size of the hive, and if they're, hopefully they're not getting slimed out by something,
Right. Right.
They shouldn't be the hive beetles right now, but
yeah, I was pretty lucky. Yeah, I was pretty lucky and didn't have them when I started last year, before I got the winter hit. No hive beetles yet, but I heard they're around.
Knock on wood quick. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Well, I'm like a proud papa of these bees, man.
Oh yeah.
With them these girls. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. If you don't have a problem, did you say you don't have beetles yet?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, it'll be a little while probably till you're in the cold cracking area of Pennsylvania, and I just recently, I have beetles, but I might see 5 or 6 in 20 hives.
Right. Okay.
Like they're not, but I have hives down near the city, and those have 50 to 60. Like I know what beetle problems are now,
right.
But up here in my home yard, I really don't have. So
right.
I really wouldn't think that was an issue. But yeah, get in there and just nooch around, man. You gotta learn. Yeah. You gotta learn stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're almost 60 on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That'll be a good day.
Right. Now, what with them hive beetles? What do you? Because, like I said, I helped the other guys out, and they got beetles, but they're closer to the cities. What do you? What's your suggestion? What are you doing for your beetle problems?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get on top of mine. My beetles are pretty busy. I'm putting those little dryer sheets or whatever they are. I put them in the
Yeah.
corners.
Yeah, Swiffer
I've
sheets.
seen where people have the little liquid beetle traps where they put a little bit of oil in and put them in between the top bars,
Right.
between
Yeah.
the frames.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take and spread a bunch of grub X or one of those grub killers out around on the ground underneath the hive.
Okay.
So that hopefully when those larvae come out and they try to turn into beetles,
Mhm.
that's going to be my main thing this year is to put a bunch of grub X or something like that
All right.
down around the bottom.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, thanks
We'll
for the
see what works.
information.
Yeah, don't set the Swiffer sheets in the middle of the hive. Set them in the corner.
Okay.
The hive
And I
beetles
pinch
travel
them.
the corners.
Yeah,
We're-
I pinch them when I put them in. I pinch them in the corner on the box.
Mhm.
Yep.
So have them run from the frames out, and then when you set the box down, it pinches them in place.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll find them drawn down through between the frames or in the bottom, or
Yep.
they work pretty hard trying to get them out.
Yeah.
the sheets, not the beetles, the sheets.
Right.
Yeah,
The sheet.
So
Yeah.
one of the reasons that we're getting away from the sheets, the dryer sheets, is because they're plastic
Uh-huh.
and they're finding residual plastics in the hives.
Hives.
They're trying to get away from the Swiffer sheets and going with something else. I don't know exactly what, but that's why I think there's a big push for, you'll see lots of innovation. You'll see lots of people introducing things for beetles because the Swiffer sheets are trying to get away from those.
Okay.
Yeah, they make a black plastic beetle trap too.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
got all
it's
kinds
called
of
a beetle
nasty
bar.
in it too.
And
Right.
you take and put just a dab of roach paste in the middle
Yep.
and some honey and mix it up together and close it up and lay them in the corners.
Mhm.
And they'll come to it and they get in there, they can't get out.
Yeah.
Bees
Because when they
hate
eat that
wool.
honey and that roach paste, they die.
Right.
Bees do not like wool.
Mhm.
No.
They don't want wool anywhere near their hive. They're gonna get rid of that or run from it or something. You don't want to put wool
Mhm.
in.
Right.
And you listen to the southern guys, they're the ones you want to talk to about beetles, not us northerners.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get them too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I think he's good.
Have you got your hives out in 100% sunlight?
Yeah. Yeah. Mine are all out in sunlight.
They get
That helps
sunlight.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep them out of the shade.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Yep.
their question, the OA treatment, is this a good time of year to be doing it now with it warming up here?
Mm-mm.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Should have done
Should have
that.
been doing that in December, January, and the first week or so of February.
Well, yeah, I did it all, before in December. I haven't did it yet, no more here, but I didn't know if you had to do it now before everything started breaking loose here or not.
Yeah, you're coming up on Formic Pro time.
Formic Pro, okay.
Yep. So
You got
Formic
to
Pro
remember. Go ahead.
should
Bill.
be last week of March, first week of April,
Okay.
as long as you're above 50 degrees.
Okay.
So you want to use Formic Pro when it's cooler temperatures and lower humidity.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
just keep that in mind.
All right.
But OA's the best is when there's as broodless as possible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that's like November, December. Depends on whether January is
Joey.
warm enough. And February usually is, but not this year.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yep.
All right. I will keep you watching you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Take care.
Welcome.
Thanks, Chad.
Yeah, I don't know about that pool salt. I heard, like, again, I mean, we're not, there's northerners talking about beetles, but I don't
I've
think
heard
the
that-
pool salt
I've
is.
heard salt water. If you spray salt water around them, the salt can get into the ground and screw up the hive beetles. And I think the
But
salt
the
can also
pool-
screw up the weeds too. But
Yeah, the pool salts aren't what you need. I don't think it has the right chemical compound, but I mean the southern guys, if they want to chime in on the
Yeah,
Pool salts.
rock salt, mix a little vinegar in with it, works good. It'll get rid of the
bees
grass around your hives too.
Bees love those new salt pools for people to swim in,
Yeah.
and they love chlorine.
Yep.
Oh, now Joey's saying the pool salts work well. Okay. Okay.
Changes the pH of the soil. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when you put a little vinegar down with it, that's what it's acidic and it kills the roots of the plant.
Oh, for weeds.
Yeah.
I did an experiment, kind of not really on purpose, but I had one section of hives and I didn't trim the weeds. I let the weeds grow way up a little bit past the entrances, and I had less robbing. And the bees had no problem coming in and out. They knew where they belonged. But I think, and I'm going to let a couple more areas go, let the grass grow up and see how the robbing, I had less robbing when I let the grass grow in front of the hives.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else have found that. I just noticed it. So I'm going to let some of my, that solves the whole problem there of weed whacking and mowing and all that in front of the hives. I'm thinking it's better not to do it.
What, mow?
Yeah. Let the grass grow up in front of the hives. Keeps the robbing down.
Just remember, you got to work them.
Not in the front. The front?
No, but if you let the grass grow all the way around the hives, you remember you got to work them.
Well, no, well, right. So I throw like, I use leaves and stuff to keep the weeds or cardboard around the back and the side. So where I stand, there's no snakes or whatever. But the front, I let them, I don't go in and out of the front. No, Mike, it doesn't have anything. I don't have an ant problem. I don't have an ant problem. I have little itty bitty ants, but the bees don't mind them. They don't interfere. So I have black jumping spiders in my hives too. And the spiders help keep ants down.
Yeah, I get wolf spiders in my hives.
I get little fuzzy black guys. Each hive has one living in it. And I think they keep the ants under control for me because I've never really had an ant problem. I have ants, but they're not a problem.
I was pretty disappointed. Got into my last yard today and had a bunch of dead outs. That puts me at 61% for survive.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty not happy about that. So got to do a little better. I put too many away that were small. But
we found one more yesterday, so I'm at 7.
I'm kind of disappointed. I went back and checked some of the hives I had put pollen patties on here 2 weeks ago, and I found one of my big production colonies dead. That was live 2 weeks ago. So and that's a double deep. You know what I mean? It was set up. So yeah. Ouch.
What did you find in that one?
I didn't tear it apart. I just popped the top, and they barely touched the patty that was in there. So I pulled that out because I didn't want anything going crazy.
They were too small for 2 deeps going into fall is my guess.
Well, I don't know.
You'll break them down
and see, but
you're going commercial, like, aren't you? You're trying to go commercial.
I'm trying.
You're gonna drop all those down to single brood chamber. What was it? Single management.
Single brood chamber management.
There you go.
I had about 75% that were singles, but I did not expect my big double deeps to die out. But
I don't think they're they're not going to ripple. They're not going to abscond from weeds. They're not, a healthy hive's not going to abscond because there's weeds.
How old was your queens?
Yeah, that could be.
Mm.
If I had to guess,
I had big, strong hives going into it last year, coming out with half of them dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
This was definitely, you got a point there. This was definitely the production colonies that I've lost. I think you're hitting on it. The queens rolled.
Yep.
I know the one was. No, this one.
Two productions out of them and get rid of them.
Yep. Every other year.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I'm at about 37% loss. So.
Yep. I was 75 last year, the last 2 years, but yeah, it was a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, if you get the bigger hives, I mean, you get the double deeps. It's just too much room for some of them.
Now, Ryan was on there, Peabody, and I watched his video this afternoon before coming on. He had one, it was a single brood chamber, but it starved. And listen to them guys like that. I'm like, it's like with me, they'll say, I run single brood chamber in the honey season, and I go back to a three medium or 2 double deeps, let's say, to get through the winter. And I'm looking at 3 mediums. I'm looking at that top medium to be completely honey, sugar water honey or whatever. And then the second one kind of rounded out with some honey, pollen, and then you had your nest. And listen to Ryan. He said, well, he wasn't there when they needed food, and I'm wondering whether or not you're right on you're kind of like balancing on a tightrope, making sure you just have enough food there to get them through. And I'm wondering whether it's better off to have a deep and a medium. That medium being their honey super. That extra amount of food there to get them through.
Yeah, I got to pay more attention to the queens for sure. That 2 years and done thing.
Yeah.
That's what I learned the hard way last year.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
Sounds like Nancy's mixing a drink.
Does sound like it, doesn't it? I just heard the ice hit it.
Yeah.
Like she likes crabs.
Nancy, we all heard the ice hit the cup. So what do you got?
No, I was stirring my no ice. No ice.
What do we got? We got a draft on one side and a Dalmatian on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
A giraffe, yeah. Poodle and a giraffe.
No, I was putting cherry. I do there's a lot of self-disclosure here. I do a cherry powder, helps you sleep. I put it in my hot tea.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cherry smash. You know what cherry smash is, right?
Yeah. No.
Moonshine.
Yeah. No, I don't drink alcohol at all. Nothing. No.
Got to give you a hard time, Nancy.
I know. It's okay. Hey, you guys know I can take it by now. Come on. But
Joyce is Irish coffee.
There you go.
I'd like to have some Irish coffee tonight. That'd be good.
I like honey bourbon or bourbon honey. Actually, I found a barrel. I'm going to get a barrel this year. It's supposed to be in for about 3 months. So when I extract in July, I'm gonna put some into a bourbon barrel, and then it will be ready by October.
How big a barrel did you get? How big of a barrel did you get?
I think you said it's 15 gallons.
I got a 50-gallon coming.
Oh yeah, no, I can't handle that. I just want a little one because I gotta manhandle it myself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had our I guess it was last Tuesday. We had our tasting, and I took a lot of the honeys that I got this year at Nobby, and I got some of Via Honeybee's bourbon barrel honey,
Mhm.
small
Yeah.
flat. It was quite the favorite of the crowd.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
nice.
that bourbon honey is good.
Yeah.
And what, you have it laying on the side and you just roll it a little bit every once
Yep.
in a
Yeah.
while.
Every
Yeah.
once in a while. And the guy told me too, he said, I guess he sells to a couple beekeepers, but he said the honey will pull the moisture out of the barrel. So he said, make sure you keep like wet towels. It's
Yep.
only 3 months, and that's max 3 months.
Because it'll
It,
Tom and Melissa said
Yep.
it'll open up the staves
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yep,
pull the
start
stays
leaking.
in.
yep. So I only got a 15 gallon. It's a small barrel. And I'll just keep, a nice wet, heavy towel on it as time goes by.
But
But
So
you got
did this guy want his barrel back when you're done?
no, I didn't get it yet. No, I didn't buy it yet. But no, he doesn't
You
want
need
it.
to work out a deal with him where you get it after he takes the whiskey out, and then you give it back to him after you're done with the honey, because then he can put whiskey back in it and draw the honey out of the wood.
That
Well,
would
he's
be
a
awesome.
dealer. He's a dealer in barrels.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't actually like. So there was a section of the barrel size. There's all different kinds of barrels in this warehouse, and there were some that had bourbon, and then there's markings on the barrels, and some had bourbon, and then it had syrup. What's it? Maple syrup. So then, so I was like, well, no, I just want one that had bourbon in it. Only bourbon thus far. So he's like, oh, that's that one over there. I'm like, okay. But I didn't buy it yet because it's too early and I don't have all that much space. So I'm just gonna run down and get it in July. But that'd be cool. So I was thinking about just opening it up and letting the bees clean it out after I was done, and then sell it to somebody for decoration, I guess.
So Norman, where are you from? If you're not, you're from
Yeah, you Americans. Uh-oh. Norman McBilly.
Where are you from, Norman?
He's up awfully late.
Vancouver,
Hey, Grayson.
Vancouver Island. He's up in Canada.
Oh.
Ah,
Huh.
Hey, Grayson.
yeah. The
Can't
deal I've
reuse.
got worked at with the local brewery here, they do whiskey. So I'm going to get a 50-gallon barrel from them that they just finished draining. And when I'm done with it, I bring it back and get another one. And it's not going to cost me a dime. Because he wants me to leave, like
Yeah.
5 gallons of honey in it, which I don't have a problem doing as long as I'm getting the use of the barrel for free.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Boy,
I mean,
he's
I'll
going to make some
definitely
great
have
stuff
to
out of that.
sell it
Yeah,
back
he
to
is.
him or something. That's a great idea, Bill. I
Yeah.
never thought of that, but he might have a market that someone wants to buy one that had honey in it.
No, he's going to put whiskey back in it and make.
Yeah, my guy though.
Yeah.
My guy. Yeah.
Right.
Well, your guy will. He'll put the honey or the whiskey back in it and have that
Mhm.
honey whiskey flavor.
That'll be awesome.
Yep.
I would think that's got potential at least.
Yep.
You need to get some of that when he's done with that, Bill.
Oh, I will. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that'd be different. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Then we have a big party at the store.
There you go. Charlie, was your tasting a honey tasting or was it mead too?
That was tasting. It's a
Okay.
club tasting. We had black jar. I brought my tasting table, what I bring,
Mhm.
I got honey from everybody across the country.
Right.
And, and that's interesting to them. Another guy brought some honey. One was from Switzerland. One was from Saudi Arabia. He kind of travels around and stuff.
Yeah.
And a couple other ones, I forget where they were at. And what else did they do? We had honey exchange. If you wanted to, you brought a bottle and then you got a number, and you try to even it out to where you get to go up and pick whose honey you want. Type
Okay.
of thing.
Mostly dark or pretty light honey?
All kinds.
Oh, it wasn't all over.
I had some honey there that, some of the honey that I got from the show was just absolutely clear.
Okay.
A lot of Missouri, a lot of Missouri honey. I don't know, just I've got a lot of honey from a lot of different places over the last couple of years. I've got it from Alberta, Canada, from James. I've got got a care package in the mail today. I don't know, Bracken's not on, but I got swag from Bracken.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Out in
Very
Utah.
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then
Sweet.
Bracken sent me a bottle of his honey,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
like
gotta
that.
start posting my address.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know mine, I don't know, a week or so ago. He wanted to know whether I got it last Friday. I said, I didn't get nothing. Okay. So I know he's not on tonight, but we'll get him Friday night for sure. Make mention of him.
Did you see he was taking a bunch of gear out to California to split those bees he sent out?
Yeah, he said something about it the last time he was on about doing that.
Yeah, he talked about that about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
He said that the guy said that they were booming, and he took, I think he took not quite, I'll say 35 hives. They took about 40 or more splits to do splits out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Hey,
kind
Matt. It's Matt
Yeah,
Morris.
didn't they talk that he was going to do cherries or plums? That his broker wanted to do that then next.
Yeah, he wanted to go up some other place after almonds.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
That kind of makes me wonder about all this other crap that's going on out there. His bees are doing just fine. And what did they do? Where were they at? Where did they come?
Really.
What did they do? Where are they at? What did they do to, or where did they? Obviously, they're coming out of the sheds and stuff like that. I think
That's what I'd like to
the
know.
holding fields, and from the holding fields, then they put them in the almond areas. And so somewhere in that area there's an issue of some sort.
Yep.
But
It'll be curious. I'm curious to see if they tie it to the sheds somehow.
Oh,
I
I
don't
hope
know.
not.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm hoping not too.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff up in the air about it.
Yep.
I don't know. It just what would you say? I think I feel like it's some kind of a virus situation.
Yep.
Something.
Yeah, Roy, I just watched the Walk in the Woods. I just watched the Walk in the Woods Apiary video with Matt out there at in California. It was pretty neat.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel, Walk in the Woods Apiary, or Walk in the Woods.
Huh.
I think it's Matt Walker, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Florida.
Walking in the woods, that makes sense.
Yep, he's a Florida Panhandle, I think. And he got together with another guy and they shipped out 2 semi-loads out. So
Hey, Rodney.
Hey, Rodney.
I got honey. One of the expos we did an exchange, and I got honey from. It was Highland honey, but not the Highland honey that's on here. It might have been Highlands. He was from Montana. And that was the best honey I have ever had. And it had a hint of roses. It tasted like roses smell. That makes
Wow.
sense. It was the best. Montana. The guy was out of Montana. And then I didn't see him. I looked for him the next 2 times and I didn't see him. So, I mean, Montana, that's a real hike for Tennessee or Kentucky. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was amazing. Highlands with an S. Oh, do you know who I'm talking about out of Montana? Highlands? I don't remember anymore. I saved the jar for a while and oh yeah, Louis. He's adorable.
Louis looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, he does.
Looks like he's got you right where he wants you, Nancy.
He went to the expo with me the first year. It's a good truck dog.
Okay.
So it looks like Tiny Creek's going to have a good year.
Okay. Highland says, yeah, okay. I have 4 to 5 frames brood and 6 to 7 frames of bees, single brood. Second box. Wait, say, was it wise to pull a frame up to the second box? Where's
Andrew,
Tiny Creek?
He's down in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. He can do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This time of year, yeah, he can. Down there especially.
He's in the 60s. He's been in the 60s.
Yeah,
Probably close to pushing
He's
70
ready.
right now.
Yeah, he's ready to rock and roll, it sounds like.
Hey, Autumn.
Ooh, another she keeper.
Yeah,
Welcome,
she's
Autumn.
here. She's one of our mentees.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so back to Tiny Creek. So pull a frame up to a second box. Now, I don't know if you guys down there flip boxes. Like, you take if you're double deeps, you'd take your bottom and flip it up onto the top. And then I don't know if you guys do that. I don't do that here anymore. But instead of moving just frames, you just move the whole box.
Yeah, I haven't done that in years.
That's what some of the double deep guys do up this way. So they'll just rotate. It's just called rotating your boxes.
So how many hives you got, Will? They're alive now, you say, possibility?
I think I'm at 26 or 27 right now. So
Out of how many? 40?
I went in with 42. Kind of sad about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm, analyzing why.
Well, I took a chance. I only consolidated them down, you know what I mean? Like combined them. And I did one round of that, and I probably needed to do at least 2 more. Most of them were small colonies. Now my production colonies that I lost, I think you hit that on the head. I think that's queens.
Well, when you say these other colonies, what are they? Are they nukes? Are they singles or what?
Most of them were singles, single 10 frames, and they were small. I knew they were small, but
single deeps or single
medium?
medium?
Single deeps.
And how many frames of bees was it when you went in the winter? 4?
Well,
5?
I probably went into winter with 3, 4.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Sorry.
And that's, I knew it. I took a chance on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have been combining hives and everything else.
Yep. I did one round of combines, and I should have done 2 more. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing of it is, did you split them like late in the season?
That's what it was. I split them too late. I came across some swarm cells, they're late in the season, and I got greedy, and I probably should have smashed them, but I split them, and it was
what
just
time of
late.
month was this? Is July, August?
It was late August.
Late August? Yeah, well, you're way too damn late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way
know.
too
I
late.
know. I know. That's like I say. I could almost call what was going to happen. It's just.
Mm-hmm. You learned it. You won't do it
Yep.
again, right?
Oh, I did it last year too. Now I did it again.
All right.
Now,
Well
Bob.
then.
I had mite counts. Somebody said about mite counts. I had mite counts. I went through and tested, and I had like 0s and 2s, and the highest I could find was a 4. And then I went through and I did oxalic acid every 4 days for I did either 5 or 7 rounds, and I don't, I'm not saying it wasn't, but I don't think it was a mite. I think it was just me being a
you only got
hammerhead
3 or
going in
4
with 2 smaller colonies.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
if you only got 3 or 4 frames of bees,
It's not enough.
number one is know your biology. Number one, as soon as June 21st hits, and I never really believed it until when I was doing my demories, you get to watching how much brood you're in there so often, you start noticing, all right, I'm going to expect 3 frames, 4 frames, 5 frames of cat brood. And as time progresses and you get towards June 21st, that brood, you won't have 4 or 5 frames breed. You'll have 3, and get a little smaller. And she slows down. She actually slows down.
And that's the time to cut it off.
But what I'm getting at is you don't really notice that if you don't go in there and start making mental notes of it every time you look at it. And you need to go back. Let's see, August, say around June. You might split in June, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
need all that time to get up. You need to be done and up and ready and raring to go by September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You better that hive better be on top of the hill by September 1st in order to get through the winter. As far as population and stuff like that.
Right.
And then
that's one of my things to work on this year. I need to not split as hard and have, bigger. That's part of why I want to do this rolling demo.
You want to split hard, you split that in springtime.
Yeah.
And if you want to split real small like that, you make sure the heat's there, continue, night and day. It's at least 50 or warmer at night. And you got the heat during the day. And now you split it small like that. You got the whole summer season for that hive to grow.
Yep.
And then you'll get that hive through the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're doing OA, you might as well just wait till November before you do that. Because it's going to be brooding hive all the way up through about October. And all. So it's those things that you kind of have to be observant of.
Yeah.
And all. It's like Joey says, down there in Louisiana, 3 frames down there, it'll make it through down there. Well, they don't have no water.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and we had a couple of good cold snaps up here for sure this year. So
yeah, but down there, their winter is all of 3 days long.
Yeah, 3 May at the most 5.
And this year they had a rarity of snow.
Yeah.
Which they were frantic down there, and we're like, yeah, so what?
Yeah. Yeah, that was positively disturbing Joey's background there for a little while.
But,
all right, guys, I'm gonna get off the I always call it the stage, but you know what I mean. But I'll stay on, I'll listen, but I want to go to bed, get ready for bed and stuff.
Good night.
All right,
See you Wednesday. I'll see you
See ya.
Wednesday. Same channel.
Same bat channel.
Yeah, there you go. All right, see you.
6:30.
6:30. Yes,
Eastern
earlier.
Standard Time.
Yes.
So anyway, but yeah, knowing what I know now, I would not. Don't be upset that they died.
No. Well, I don't know. I could get frustrated about my bigger colonies, but you're right. It's queens. It's the age.
Yep.
So I mean, you can kind of explain what happened for both scenarios.
Yep. That'll definitely explain it.
Well, that's the main thing about beekeeping. If something went wrong and you can figure out why it went wrong, then you can alleviate it next year.
Yep.
But if it's like, well, I did this, this, and this like everybody's supposed to do, and and everything went by the numbers and they still died, that's the one that just,
Yeah.
what the hell? What's going on here?
Yep. There's
Yeah.
something more to it.
Yours is just, I'll say, beekeeper error.
Yeah. Yep. Management issues there.
Management error.
Yep.
And you already know what, you already know what's going on. So, you're not
Yep.
going to do that next year.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you can't feel real bad about it. So happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah. That's all part of the curve. The steep learning curve.
Yep.
Yeah, Philip, that's the same translation
Yep, it sure is.
from the north to the south.
Yep.
But
So how's your yard construction coming, Bill?
We started it Sunday. I'm going to be making a reel or a short and putting it on YouTube so everybody can see it. I got a bunch of pictures. Didn't do any video, but I can make it into a video. So,
Are you putting stuff on bottom boards or pallets, or what are you doing?
what we built was I took a box blade and scraped off 32 to 34 feet of grass, the sod. I scraped that off. We put plastic down. I took Trex boards and built a box 30 feet long, 4 foot wide, and they're a decking board deep. And then I took 21A and filled that box with 21A. And then center blocks are going to sit on the stone, and the hives will sit on the center blocks or the hive stands that we've got.
is that
so
going to be behind?
They'll be up 16, 18 inches off the ground to the bottom of the.
Yep, to the bottom board.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that I was going to talk about.
What do you say? 34 feet. So you're going to put how many on there?
The boxes are 30 feet long, 4 foot wide. So I don't want to crowd them because too many drift issues. So I'll get five to a row.
How far apart are you?
8 feet apart with rows.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to have 5 hives in a cluster, right?
In 30 feet. 5 hives in 30 feet. So it's
okay.
About 5 or 6 feet between the hives.
All right.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Is that behind the house?
It's down there in that bottom. Down there where the 6 hives were sitting. Down there, and it's down in the bottom.
Yeah, kind of down in a valley or something.
Yeah, it's kind of down in the valley. Yeah. So.
And it's accessible with the truck?
Yep. That's why they're 8 feet apart, so I can get the truck down in between them. So. And in front of the front row to the fence is 11 feet from the front row to the fence. So that way they've got a chance to get up in the air before they get to that fence.
And what do you say you're doing? 2 rows of them?
5.
5 rows.
Yeah.
You're gonna jump a pile of bees in there.
Well, we got split. We're going to do some splits this year. I've got another yard to bring back. One of my out yard to bring back to the home yard. I got to get them in new hives and new boxes anyway.
You're gonna put everything back into um, insulation hives.
Yep, I am.
Your
And
Linnell hive.
the out yard that's coming back, they're all in shallows.
Shallows or mediums?
Shallows.
I mean, that's ancient.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. Because the guy that gave them to me, I never changed the boxes over because we didn't have time.
Right.
Time was kept, fall was coming, so we didn't have time to do it. We just left them where they were.
That's a project.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring all them back, get them all in your Linnell hives and
Yep.
bouncing frames. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Well,
but all that shallow stuff's gonna get burnt.
Charlie, that's what he's bringing us down for that grafting class. He's going to put us to work working in this freaking yard. You know
Yeah.
it.
Bring your skid steer with you.
Yeah, bring the skid steer. Bring the flatbed trailer.
No, we're moving hives this weekend.
Okay.
This coming weekend on
he's
Sunday.
got a, I call it a TN75 Ford, like what we got. Only his is newer. It's nicer. It's a platform tractor.
Okay.
My brother.
Oh
bought
yeah,
that.
I was looking at that down there at the shop, and I was looking at that new box blade you had down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a tractor like that, but it's older and it's got like your feet are straddling the damn transmission. And I despised that tractor from the day before we even bought the damn thing.
My case was flat, and that was nice.
Yeah, I like this tractor. I mean, it does what we need it to do. And I mean, I can load trucks and unload trucks with it. It serves its purpose. It's paid for itself already.
Yep.
Tom wants to know when the grafting class is.
I just sent him a message on chat.
And Tom, I just want to let you know, and Melissa, I took your the honeys from the knobby and of course your bourbon honey that you gave me, and it was a big hit at the tasting that I had last Tuesday. I had one lady; she had to come back and get seconds and all that. So it did have you could definitely I mean, when it comes to flavored honey, I'll have to say, even I tasted it, and you could definitely taste the bourbon in it. Whereas some of these other flavored honeys, whether it be, I mean, I tasted like the creamed honey lemon. You could taste that. Some of the other ones, like your peanut butters and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's sort of peanut butter, but it ain't Jif, that's for sure, but
Yeah. So I'm going to bringing some hives over to the store as well. So that's going to be our.
Yeah, Tom, Alyssa, there's 3 or 4 hotels there.
Yeah, there is. There's Comfort Inn.
Yeah, I stayed up at the Comfort Inn one.
The Comfort, you got the Holiday, and you got the Hampton. Only problem is with the Hampton, if you stay next to the interstate, you hear all that road traffic all the time.
I was pretty happy with that Comfort Inn.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it in Woodstock.
That's about it anywhere.
Well, you can stay in Harrisonburg.
Yeah, well, how long is that? It's what, 40 miles away?
42 miles. It's about 30, 40 minutes.
It's either Winchester or Harrisonburg.
Yeah.
Choosy. He's picky on his peanut butter. Highbrow peanut butter.
Wow, 100 nukes. Are you selling 100 nukes or are you just building them? That's pretty ambitious there too. So
Now, if
I'm
they-
going to have a total of 6 at the store. So,
where are you going to put them at it?
well, you know that big loading dock I got sitting out there? It's in full sun all day long.
I don't know where the loading dock is.
If you come in off the Reservoir Road, the end that we came in and out of, if you
Mhm.
look down towards the building where I set those pallets up on that dock,
Mm.
it's a 2-level dock. So I can fit 6. I'd probably put 12 or 15 up there if I wanted to.
He's going to
But I know
sell
I can get 6 up
75
there.
or 80 nukes. Looks like to me he's going to be busy.
Yeah, he's gonna be awful busy. Are you splitting them regardless of the weather, Tom?
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
Hey, Mike.
I'll build nukes in the rain if I have to.
That's what the garage is for.
So DC, the Enel hive is 100% food grade plastic, and it's virgin plastic, and it doesn't leach. And the frames that they're on don't leach because they're all 100% virgin food grade plastic.
And the woodenware actually sits on top of it.
Yeah, I can actually put woodenware on top of it. So, well, let me know a couple days ahead of time, Tom, if you're coming. All right. Let's see how many people I got signed
How many
up.
seats are available? That's the thing.
That's what I'm looking.
Next
gonna look
question
up.
is where's the closest airport at? If they're gonna, are they flying in or are they gonna,
Shenandoah Airport.
where's that at?
I'm trying to remember the name of the damn town. Weir's
Yeah.
Cave. Weir's Cave.
So there's a you're lying inside the cave.
Yep.
I don't know. Unless they're gonna drive.
And we're bringing bee gear to be in the bees, right?
That's correct.
I'll bring my grafting glasses and all that stuff. I guess for grafting.
Yep, we're grafting.
Oh my. So what else is shaking out there in the big world?
I don't know. There's a lot going on every day. I know that. There's a lot going on. Let's see. I got 7 seats left for this class. So,
Well, if he comes,
they come, that'll be 5.
huh?
If they come, that'll be 5 seats left.
I'm looking on the map. If they're coming out of St. Louis, they would have to go to Louisville and go down 64 to 80 to 81. I guess that's the way you came across.
Yeah.
How many hours did it take you to get to Louisville? 12? 10?
10.
It says 12 hours, but I don't know. I'm not sure how many hours it is from St. Louis to Louisville. That's a long drive. Of course, the way the airplanes are falling out of the sky, I think I'd rather drive. Roy wants to know if you got a limo service, Bill.
No limo service. Well, I can provide you a ride, but you're gonna have to ride in the back of a pickup truck.
So if it's 4 hours to Lowell, then you better about 14 hours.
That's a long day of driving there.
That's a 2-day drive.
Yeah, that's pushing a 2-day drive. That's a long 2-day drive, really.
Yeah, it is.
Till you put gas and food and all that stops in it.
Well, the closest airport for a big airport would be Roanoke, I would think.
Maybe. Charlottesville got a good sized airport.
Charlottesville?
Yep. That airport's hour and 15 minutes away. And they do have rental car service there. Wow.
Oh my.
Yep, it's been a day, let me tell you. And it's been eventful.
Is your ground starting to dry out down there, Bill, or not?
Yeah, here at the house it's drying out a little bit, right? Because we're up on top of this hill and we keep catching a lot of wind up here on this hill.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know we're square in the middle of mud season.
Mike wants to know how south of Culpeper, Virginia are.
I'm getting ready to answer him. So we are not actually south of Culpeper. We're west of Culpeper. And it's an hour and 20 minutes from here to Culpeper. And the only reason it's an hour and 20 minutes is because the fastest way to go is to go up 29 north out of Culpeper, hit 66 and run 66 over to 81 and then come down 81. So that's why it's an hour and a half. You can come across 211 and come into Newmarket from there, but that road gets a little dicey every now and then, especially if there's a lot of traffic.
Well, there's Culpeper down.
Yeah, you take 522 out of Culpeper, 522 north, I think it is, out of Culpeper to Sperryville, and then you catch 211 in Sperryville.
Yeah. I've never been that far. I've been down 340 to Luray and across.
Yeah, but 340 puts you in the wrong part of the valley. You actually got to cross a mountain to get there.
Yeah, what I'm saying is a lot of times instead of going down 81, we'll go down 340
Yeah.
going south, going the back way. And if you're going through Winchester, then just get on 81 south and he'll be 30 minutes down on the left. Because that's what it took me. I got on 81 at the store and I was off at Route 7 in Winchester in 30 minutes.
Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to jump off. I'm going to cruise a bunch of miles tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philly, Jersey, and back. Hopefully, back in time for our York County meeting tomorrow night. So, but all right, take care, guys. See you later.
I it will.
Yep.
Roy, I want to know if I was going to have somebody record that training, and my answer was, if I have somebody that can record it, yes, I'll record it and post it. But I've got to have somebody to be able to record it before I can do it. Because just setting a camera up and hitting the go button on the camera, there's a lot of editing to do after that. So,
well, the thing of it is you could set a GoPro up and record it.
yeah.
But really, you need that camera that I think you showed me. It's more of a video camera.
Yep.
That's the kind of camera. I mean, I have no experience with something like that, but that's where if it's easy to zoom in and out mechanically, I'll say, or something like that, then you can do that. But then on the other hand, you also have to talk about it's a class, it's a paid class, and you want other people to come to the class next year.
Yeah.
That's why, if you want to,
No, I mean, I can make it an event and, charge a fee to see the video, but yeah. But, it's, I don't mind passing knowledge on. So the only reason I'm charging for the class is because I'm using materials from the store to put the class on. So, and I had to pay for the materials. So,
but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, setting up the cell builder, stuff like that. I've got a body camera set up for the GoPro. I can use that for setting up the cell builder. I'm sure I can get. I'm going to try my best to get somebody there to record it.
And when are you going to set up the cell builder prior to the class?
There's going to be one set up prior to the class, and then we're going to set one up in the class.
Yeah,
so everybody sees how to do it and can ask questions right there while it's being done.
Well, I could maybe do that with tripod or something.
Yeah.
We'll see. Or a go stick, selfie.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what the weather's going to be that Friday, what they're calling for. monthly, April.
Too far out.
64 and partly cloudy. Would be a good day to set it up. Actually, it needs to be done before then. I should probably do it on the 4th. That's going to be 64 that day too. I'll do it on the 4th. Yeah, I got a good window there to set it up. So, night, Joey.
So you're gonna set it up on the 4th, which is a Friday.
Yeah,
And
the Friday
class-
before
The class is
the 12th. It'll have 8 days to cook.
so you're gonna load it up with brood, cat brood.
Yep.
By the time the class starts, you'll have the nurse bees along with the nurse bees that are coming out of the hive or the comb
Yep.
itself.
Yep.
That was my downfall in setting up my cell builder.
Yep.
I didn't understand. Well, I wasn't told that part.
Yeah. You got to have all that ahead of time. So,
Well,
and then
the thing of it is-
the cell builder we set up the day of the class, then it's going to be the end of April. Then I can drop another run of queens.
The thing of it is, my experience in classes, it's all about grafting. Well, as my father used to say, you're doing last things first.
Yeah.
You got to set up the cell builder first. You got to understand how to start that first. That's the key.
Yep. Yep.
Grafting is the second part of the equation. And
Yeah.
then after that, it's the incubator, and then knowing when to get your mating boxes set up so many days pre, like
Yeah.
4 days before the cells are ready to be put in.
Yep. That's right.
And stuff
That's
like
100%
that.
correct.
The correct progression. And I just had a Maryland State beekeeper, where I came to your class and they had their class down there that was whatever it was. They had a questionnaire on how to make it better and this and that and whatever. And I put in there, it was like, any thoughts at the end of the questionnaire.
Right.
And I was like, well, you got to, maybe you ought to do some more hands-on style techniques that,
Yeah.
let's do queen rearing, and it's not just grafting, it's setting up a cell builder. And there's more than just one style of cell builders. There's multiple cell builders.
Yeah.
And then don't get some joker in there that does it once in a great while. Get somebody that knows really what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I mean, that was one of the talks we had at our meeting yesterday. One person said, yeah, I had so-and-so, and he was my mentor. And he said, one of the worst mentors I ever had. I'd call him up with a question. Well, read about it. He says, look, I read about it. I've studied it. I've looked it up. I researched it, and I can't find the answer. Now it's your turn to tell me. He didn't ever, the guy didn't know the answer. That's what was what. Well,
Yeah.
well, read about it and think about it. That was his answer. And now he's a master beekeeper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to be a mentor, you've got to have some common sense about beekeeping to start with. And then you've got to be able to answer questions. And if you can't answer questions, then you might as well not be a mentor. You know,
That's right.
You've got to have experience to back that up.
That's the thing. Most people don't have the experience, but they act like they know something. Hey, Bracket, look what I got.
Come on in here, Bracken.
Look what I got, Bracken. But anyway, that's what we were talking about, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's the thing. They'll get a certain person, like this one guy I'm telling you about. Oh, he's a master beekeeper. Well, I don't care if he is.
Right.
If he doesn't know actually how to really do it. Because I told them guys, EAS was in Baltimore this past summer. And anyway, I said, are you going to, they were going to do advanced beekeeping. I said, all right, you're going to do grafting. Yeah. And I said, okay, are you going to show us how to set up a cell builder? No. I said, well, then you're only showing half the equation and all that. Where are you at, Bracken? Are you in Utah or out there in California? And so, I mean, you know, they wanted $300 or $400 for the week.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that, because there was a lot of, what do you call it? Add-ons, I'll say. You know, oh, you want to do that? Well, that's an additional $50.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big money scheme, is all it is.
Yeah. I can't see doing that.
Nope, because I can go to Nobby for a third of the price and have 10 times the better time.
Yeah. Yep. I just give me a minute.
Yeah. So so that's, you know, my complaint about it, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not David Burns. He don't know nothing about grafting. I don't know what Rick was talking about.
I don't either.
The guy I'm talking about is a local guy that I went to his class going to learn something. I had to tell him stuff. It's like he did not know about, he admitted to the fact that he just learned that you should take a warm towel and cover up your grafts in your JZB cups to keep where you keep off where you left off, so you don't double dip into the grafting thing, and also keep the larvae warm and moist. It's like, really?
That's another big part about it right there, is making sure that you keep that brood warm, because if you don't keep it warm, you might as well forget it. You might as well not even plan on grafting.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know. Where's it going to be held at next year, Mike? Let's see. I think it's New Jersey, or where it's at.
What's that?
EAS.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey next year.
Yeah, 24. It was there 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, Michael. I don't know. I can tell you this, that the vendors at EAS this year, they might have had 5 or 6 as far as true vendors. And the rest of them are like, I don't know, what do you call them? Donation people, you know, where they want your money for donations for a good cause. That's as far as I'll take that.
Yeah. Acorn went to, they didn't go to EAS, but they went to ABF
Was
And
there
I think-
anything down there to that?
I think they got there late, but by the time when they were there, it wasn't much to it.
Never is.
No, it never is.
Yeah, Mike, you're coming out of Arkansas. I don't know if I would go that far for that bunch.
What
Well,
EAS?
the thing of it is, Mike, that from what I gather, the vendors only get there for 3 days of it starts on a Monday and ends on a Saturday. And you're
Yep.
only there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I think.
Yep. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the only days the vendors are allowed to be there.
Yeah.
That's why I won't go.
I can tell you this. I heard, and I got it from a good resource, that Man Lake showed up there and they showed up, or I'll say the representative with his family showed up for the weekend at the hotel. And there was lots of magazines from Man Lake on the table, and that was as far as it went.
Didn't have anything for them, no booth set up, no nothing, huh?
That's what I heard.
That doesn't shock me one bit. Not one bit.
I would think plenty hard on that there, my friend. I mean, when it comes down to it, Nobby's where it's at.
Yep.
I don't know I know I seen you out there this year at Nobby, and there is the man.
Jerry,
Yeah.
I think.
hang on
Talk
a sec. I gotta get somewhere I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
I can hear you.
I gotta go in my daughter's room.
Yeah, but she'll want to come in.
What's up?
Not much. I got my big surprise today.
Yeah, nice looking hat there you got there. Bud.
Yeah, a nice looking hat. I got myself some nice honey here
Yeah.
and all that. I was
Bill's-
wondering what you were going to send me. I was like, what is he going to send me?
I can't see the chat comments. So if anybody asks any questions, you guys
Let's see. Highland Honey says hi.
you'll have to kick them
DC
out.
says hi.
What's up, everybody?
So did you get your nukes out to your bees in Cali?
Yep. They showed up. Let's see. My buddy got them out there on Saturday.
You took them?
So the guy that I got a couple hives with, he took them down this time.
Oh, okay. The actual broker or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, no, this is another guy here in Utah. His name's Brad, and he's my
What's he
mentor.
doing? Taking stuff out there too? Bees?
Yeah, he's got a few hives down there with mine. And so I took the bees down, and he rushed the nukes down for the supplies.
Oh, okay. So he's working together.
Yeah.
And then I'll go
Yeah,
pick them up.
yeah. Phil out in Texas says hi.
What's up, Phil? Yeah, I don't know why. Well, I know why I can't see the chats, because I have one of these stupid Apple products, remember?
What's that? You're going to do apples?
No.
I heard him. He
I
said
have
he's
an
got
iPad,
a
so I
stupid
can't see
Apple
the
product.
chats. I don't know how to turn the chats on on my iPad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Apple.
Yeah, I'm
Too
not liking it for
too
this. either.
proprietary.
I have a button here. It says chat. Enter the studio. Yeah, I don't know. That might be everybody in the studio.
It might
Oh,
be.
there they are. I can see some Apple sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Tom and Melissa.
Oh, well.
I
You
think
know
I'm
what?
more like Tom than anything else.
I didn't pay anything for it, so I ain't complaining.
Company phone.
Free works great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so we got the nukes out, which is good because Oki is planning on splitting them here shortly. They're getting pretty. He sent me some videos of them today. I wish he had a good YouTube channel. He could make some good videos and put some pretty good stuff out there. But you can find him on Facebook or Instagram under Oki's Bees. It's OKE. Oh, I don't remember. I don't have my phone with me, but he posts some. He does a lot of little short clips, like on Instagram or on Facebook, like the little tiny. He doesn't do a whole bunch of long videos or anything like that, but he'd be good at it if he did.
Yep.
Well, it looks like the house is coming along pretty good. You finally got it under roof without all that rain and everything.
Yeah, I got the sheetrock up. They sheetrocked it last week. Mud and tape was supposed to come today, but they didn't show up. Hopefully they didn't get deported.
Yeah. Bill had ice down at his place.
He what?
I say Bill had ice down at his place.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
They hauled 2 of them away.
Let's see. B. Frank says, Bracken, are you going to feed bees after almonds? Yes. When they get home to Utah, I will probably have to feed them because there probably won't be much blooming. I'm picking them up the second week of April. So let's see. I'm leaving April 10th. And our flow and stuff don't really start blooming until end of April, 1st of May.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll probably have to pack some syrup into them a little bit to get them through, and probably some pollen patties to keep them stimulated. Because they'll go from that nice place in California with all those resources to the good old desert of Utah.
Well, does your bee? I mean, I've heard bees come out of the almonds sick. I've heard bees, that the pollen isn't any good, or good stuff versus bad stuff. So what's the real story on all that?
Well, this is my 3rd year sending them, and I, knock on wood, other than issues with working with certain beekeepers, my bees have came back and been immaculate. Not saying I don't have duds or
Yeah.
some are weak, but for the majority, it's been worth it for me for what I'm doing. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't beneficial. I'm not here to.
It's a moneymaker.
Yeah, I get a pretty decent check out of it, and that helps. That helps pay for a fair amount of the supplies and stuff. And if it didn't pay for itself, I wouldn't send them. I'd cut back colonies just because I'm not in that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a full-time beekeeper, although that sounds cool.
Yeah, but it's just like myself. They pay for their expenses, the input cost, and I make a little bit of money on the side.
Yep.
And people say, well, how do you do this and how do you do that? Well, you take out a little bit of profit. You can go to Nobby, or you can do other things, or buy. Let's say you need to buy a piece of machinery or more woodenware or something like that. But usually when I'm buying woodenware, sugar, those are just input costs. And the bees, between honey sales or nuke sales or queen sales, all that money pays for those stuff. You just plow it back into your business.
Yep.
And Tom says he sent you a message, Bracken.
Okay, when I get back to my phone, I'll have to get it
and all that. But
unless
that's
urgent, Tom.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, and it is. It's been self-sustaining. I mean, obviously, yeah, startup costs was a little bit, but
Yeah. Take you 5 years to get get on top.
yeah. I don't want to say I'm a, well, I was to a point to where I would look, I work in the city, so I get to drive around houses a lot, and I'd look in people's backyards, and because our power poles are back there, and if I seen a box or a colony, somebody with a hive, I'd stop. I'd go knock on their door and be like, "Hey, you want to sell your bees to me?" Or you know what I mean? Something. I'd either ask them if they still had them or if they were doing them, and if they, sometimes they'd be like, "Yeah, we have them. We like trying them. We're gonna try again. We don't want to sell your stuff." Hell, there was one guy. He had he had probably 6 colonies back there, and he had they all had double deeps. There was a couple mediums and drawn out comb, and his bees had all died. And I was back there working on a line, and I was kind of snooping through his stuff. Let's be honest. I'm like, "Ooh, man, let's see what he's got here," peeking around. Well, he came out, and I just was like, "Hey, man, I'll give you $100 for all this stuff." And he's like, "Take it." So
Wow.
I I like to I call it barter shopping or window
There you
shopping.
go.
I see something, and I'll go knock on their door and be like, "Hey, can I buy your stuff?" They tell me no. They tell me no.
Yeah, what's the worst they can do is say no.
Yeah, they'll say no. We're still using it. Okay, have a nice day. And then you talk about bees, and you either meet a friend or whatever. But
Yeah.
and then I watch my market. Like, sorry, I'm trying not to move my computer very much. I'm trying to get it in a spot. I watch the marketplace a lot on like Facebook and KSL. Ours is a KSL classifieds. I don't know. You guys probably have something similar, but
Yeah.
it notifies me. I got in there in my search bar. Anytime somebody posts something with the word beekeeping in it, or honeybees, or bees, or honey, it notifies me. So
That's pretty cool.
I'll be sitting there and I'll get a message, so and so posted, beehive equipment, and I'll message them right there. I usually try to message them pretty quick, so I'm at least the first one, Then I'll talk to them, and yeah. Anyways, that's how I get a lot of my stuff.
Yep. So is it snowing out there? Or is it just
No,
cold?
today I got in my bees. Actually, I made a little video today. It was about 56 degrees. All that snow and ice from that last video is gone. Now we're in soup. It's
Well,
so
you're
muddy.
you're getting water out there because you don't have a lot of water.
Yeah, we need it to saturate in the ground. We need.
Well, now you got 100-acre farm out there. Do you what are you doing? Hay and wheat or what?
Yeah, we do hay, alfalfa. We do grass, alfalfa mix, and then we do just grass, and we do some triticale. Well, it's a 3-way: triticale, oats, and
That's for cattle feed.
yeah,
Critical, like they call it around here.
yeah. We say triticale, but I've heard triticale. I've heard triticale. I've heard all sorts of different ways.
Now I've heard the triticale before.
Yeah, I call it triticale. I don't know.
What do you use to cut your hay with?
What was that you cut out?
What are you running to cut your hay with? Discbine?
Yeah,
Yeah, Charlie just bought a brand new one.
you did.
I did. My son brought it.
A center pivot, 10-foot center pivot, no less.
Nice.
A New Holland 310 plus.
Oof.
It's 10-foot center pivot. I don't know why, I had a 1411 10-foot discbine. It was 20 years old and not a minute's problem with it. And nothing to do but to buy this new one. It's got a summit because he wants to go back and forth and back and forth. And I'm like, well, I only like I said, my chair and my tractor swivels to the right and locks in. And then I can watch it as I'm going down the road or up the thing. I said, why would I want to look over to my left shoulder all the time?
Right.
Going back the opposite direction.
Yep.
But that's
No,
what he wanted.
yeah, and the story to be told that next year after they get the first couple cuttings of hay, Bracken, is how many fence wires they've cut when they back up to the fence with that thing.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is, we don't have fences anymore.
No fences, huh?
No more. No, we don't have. We haven't had animals since I was 20 years old, or actually younger than that. Ever since I've been growing up here, we got rid of the animals were gone, and we started pulling. They're like behind me up there, going across that. There used to be a wooden fence up there years and years ago, but all that's been gone. No more cows, no more animals or anything like that. Everything's wide open fields.
Couple things on the comments. I wanted to let's see. DC's bees says, I think it gets harder on the bees the further they have to travel. I totally agree. I mean, my bees were only on the truck for 10 hours, maybe. Some of those guys that ship their bees from Florida, man, that's got to be.
That's a long ride.
That's a long ride. And who knows what kind of roads they go down and, around and stuff. That's just, man.
Yeah.
There was one more in here I saw that I seen. Oh, I lost it. Oh, Philip, Bracken, it sounds like you may have a yeah, I got a slight problem. I traded one addiction for another.
A better addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
An addiction
Maybe not cheaper, but
no, but it can be profitable.
Yeah, it can be.
Alcohol just went down the toilet.
There you go.
Oh man, good times.
Who's that? Sarah? Is that her name?
Stella. Yeah, she's trying to come say hi.
It's Sarah.
Stella.
Stella.
Hi, Stella.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
How old are you?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Ah, you're going to grow up to be a beekeeper like Daddy?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, maybe. She calls honeybees. So anytime you're getting honey and getting it out, Dad, you're eating honeybees. It's pretty funny.
Do you like honey, Stella?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's very good.
It's very good.
I like earrings.
Like my earrings?
Uh-huh, I do. Are they honeybees?
Yeah.
No, they're rainbows.
Oh, they're
Go
rainbows?
tell Mom you want some honeybee earrings. Hurry, go tell her.
Hey.
Tell Mom
You're
you
going
want
to get her in
honeybee
trouble, Bracken.
earrings. Oh.
Hey, Bob. But
Walker Bee Range.
So how's everything else going, Bracken? Going good?
Good. I can't complain. Yep, I can't complain.
Well,
I'm ready. Well, I don't know.
Hi.
I don't mind.
Hi.
I don't mind the cold. I don't mind the snow. But what I don't like is the fluctuating in between. Like if it would snow and just stay cold all winter long, and
yeah.
you know what I mean, stay with some
Yep.
snow, I can deal with that. But you saw on that, maybe if you watched that video a little bit ago, I mean, the river was frozen. It was so freaking cold. And then today was 60 degrees, like 2 weeks later. Like, and then it's going to be freezing next week. So that's annoying. I hate that.
well, I don't know. Like last week, it was cold. It was in the 20s here, and I don't know. We don't normally get a stretch like that, and it gets to you after a while.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It gives you that. You just get that spring fever, just a little, and then it knocks it.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
If it's 32 or 35, you can kind of handle that.
Yep.
But when he gets below that, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets cold. And then wind. I mean, we don't get wind like Wyoming does and, parts Idaho, stuff like that. But we
Yeah,
get a fair amount.
I
We
just
get a
had a
fair amount
guy.
of wind.
I had a guy in here last week from Wyoming, and he's got a place out there. I don't know. It's 30 miles to Billings or Casper or one of them places out there. And he took a bunch of lumber out there to play with. He's got a beautiful spread out there, but he's on the East Coast in the wintertime and goes back out there and works in the summertime, that kind of thing.
Yeah, their power poles are like this in Wyoming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Just because it blows constantly.
Well, he got the blowing here Monday, I guess it was, so bad. And I went up here and got some fence posts at the Southern States. And next door to it's a Southern States propane place, had one of them great big square signs, it's up in the air and all that. Shoom, they blew that thing off. It ripped that, I don't know, 6 foot by 12 foot sign. It's, illuminated, ripped that thing right off the post and down on the ground.
Wow.
And all that.
Yeah.
But,
I hate wind.
Yeah. Winds.
Well, it is 20 after 10.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of these good people need to go to work tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and end the chat. And I'll see everybody Wednesday night with Nancy at 6:30. And then don't forget about Charlie Friday night at 8 o'clock. Smash the like and the subscribe button for me. Makes us all benefit in the end. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you Wednesday night.
All right. We'll see y'all later.